What's up and welcome to Unit 2, Lesson Sequence 1. We're going to be talking about culture in this lesson sequence. As a review, culture is the shared system of beliefs, values, and practices of a society. Particularly, we're going to be looking at popular versus national culture. Popular culture is the lifestyle and items that are well known and generally accepted for a short time. They're often seen in distinct groups in society. They may even be global trends, for example, teen culture, vegetarian culture, and skateboard culture. You might call these fads or trends. They go and they come, and they're not held on to. They can be celebrities that we're interested in, teams that are popular for a short time, or they could be a song that sweeps the nation or a video that everybody's watching on YouTube. Some people refer to popular culture as pop culture. Now, national culture is a stable system of shared beliefs and values generally accepted by most people within a nation. It develops over time and often reflects historical heritage. Let's take a closer look at national culture. Some terms to know are representative government, rule of law, limited government, separation of church and state, rights and responsibilities, equal opportunity, freedom and independence, and opportunity of a market economy. Let's think about U.S. national culture. African Americans, Italian Americans, Jewish Americans, Chinese Americans, Native Americans. The list of different cultures within the United States is endless, and most of these groups break down into many other cultures. How many nationalities are represented by the term Hispanic? Guatemalans, Mexicans, Chileans. With so many subcultures, does America have a common culture at all? What unites us as Americans? What is our national culture? Although our traditions, religious practices, and even languages may be different, there are important values and beliefs that most Americans share. These beliefs are the democratic values upon which our nation is based. And this list of terms are the ones that we believe in. Let's look at each one more closely. Let's start with representative government. In a representative government, instead of having one person rule, like a king, or having everyone try to rule together, democratically elected officials represent the needs and concerns of the people. Governments like this are known as republics. Does your school have a student government association or an SGA? A school's SGA members are elected by the students. Your SGA representatives tell the principal and other school leaders what concerns or suggestions you have for the school. Rule of law. With rule of law, everyone has to obey the law or face the same consequences, no matter how powerful or rich. Laws keep society orderly and establish expectations of behavior for individuals, groups, and organizations. When someone goes to the airport to fly to Miami to visit their grandmother, it might take a long time to get through security. But everybody has to obey the laws and have their bags checked and walk through a metal detector. The new security laws were inconvenient, but everybody just accepts them. And it doesn't matter how rich you are or how powerful you are, everybody has to follow the same rules. Limited government. In our government, power is restricted in its ability to influence the lives of its citizens. The Constitution limits government power only to things that are necessary for maintaining the common good of the nation. Now, in the past, the King of England had almost unlimited power to do what he wanted. In the United States, the president can only do what the Constitution allows him to do. Separation of church and state. Congress, the state, can't establish a national religion, prevent people from following a particular religion, or favor one religion over another. If you apply for a job in the federal government, as a part of your application and interview, you will not be asked any questions about your religious beliefs. It is against the law to ask for and use that information to determine whether or not to hire a person. That's an example of separation of church and state. Rights and responsibilities. U.S. laws reflect the belief that it is important for people to have freedoms the government cannot take away. Rights. It is also important for people to act responsibly for the good of everyone. Responsibilities. Your parents might finally let you have a dog because you did your homework, you got good grades. You'll only be allowed to keep the dog if you walk it every day, feed it, and clean up after it. That's an example of responsibilities. Equal opportunity. People should be given the same chances and opportunities regardless of their race, gender, religion, age, or ethnic background. In the United States, many businesses are required to be handicap accessible so people with disabilities can enter a building. Many restaurants, hotels, and office buildings have ramps for wheelchairs and elevators for multiple floors. Freedom and independence. A nation should be free to govern itself without outside interference. Other nations should not try to take over or control its government. Now that you are a teenager, your parents might give you more freedoms. You might stay up later, talk on the phone with your friends for longer. You might be more independent and make more of your own decisions. Opportunity of a market economy. The success of a business depends on how well it responds to the wants of buyers and sellers in the marketplace. Although the risk of failure is greater, success is possible, and the possibility of profit and success is a strong motivator to begin a business. People, not the government, own most businesses. As a person who runs a business, you have the right to decide what to sell and who you want to sell it to. And you can do with the money that you make what you please. This is a market economy.